back-to-back Final Four appearances. This is a massive match here in Coral Gables this afternoon. Let's play volleyball. Underway, Miami serving first. And an opportunity for an early lead. And will they get it? Yes,
I think there was a touch there. No touch. Out of bounds by Carr. Interesting on the first set, trying to attack those middles.
Valeria Vasquez-Gomez serving for the Pitt Panthers, and an early block. They are the best in the conference, one of the best teams in the nation. Miami struggled a little bit in that regard, facing Virginia in the third set on Friday.
They do, and also Olivia Babcock, it's right there on the right side. I say it's a great block with Grace Lopez. Needs to try to hit cross-court and try to create a mismatch there.
Babcock 6'5" out of Los Angeles, and that is an ace. Woo, an early 3-0 lead for Pittsburgh.
And for everyone, obviously, I don't want to make a dumb comment. For everyone who wants to win a match, serving will be crucial. But for Miami, they need to be in system a lot of times to try to beat that block and run that fast-paced offense.
Vasquez-Gomez to serve again. The redshirt senior, 6 feet 1 inches tall, out of Puerto Rico. Can the Canes get on the board? Can Grace Lopez help them out in that regard?
You can see the physicality of this Pittsburgh team when they hit how high. Look at that.
Wow, 4-0.
That's way over the block there by Stafford. And this team, it's incredible. Talking about a team that made it all the way to the Final Four, in which they melted down on the 5th set versus Louisville, but they had a shot against it. They lost some key players. They lost an outside. They lost a right side. They're still in the mix.
Last kill by Tori Stafford, the freshman, sensational freshman out of Torrance, California. She's 6'2", Babcock 6'5", leading the charge for the Pitt Panthers this season. They lead 4-0 early in the first set, and Vasquez-Gomez back to serve again. Miami's still looking for their first point. Oh, they're not going to get it. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Pitt has come in with some serious force this afternoon. Another block.
Flor Maria Heredia there with that block. Like I said, it's a huge block. You just cannot go and challenge it. You need to find your toolbox. What can I do against this one? Off hands, tip of the hand. Something needs to happen.
5-0.
Good block. Blocked by Lopez. So we saw a Puerto Rican 1-2-3 there. Valeria serving. Libero from passing, which is Puerto Rican, and Grace Lopez.
Blocked by Carr. Kept alive nicely.
Good play by Rosado there.
Boy, no contest. That was going to be difficult to dig.
That's a great play right there to run. It's a transfer, came from Kentucky, so Dan Fisher finding all the right pieces. Also the fact of him being himself a Californian, he has done a really good job of recruiting over there on the West Coast.
Quite the kill from Rachel Fairbanks, the junior out of California. Nearly the entire roster from out west. Some sensational youth volleyball out there. There's an attacking error by Grace Lopez. It's 7-1 Pittsburgh, and early on, Miami proving to be no match against Pittsburgh.
Well, Pittsburgh means business. You can see the intensity in which they have started, and if Miami was waiting for something easy, could be a short afternoon.
And that's another ace. A couple of blocks, a couple of aces. A beautiful serve that time. And a timeout by Jose Keno Gondara. Pittsburgh off and running here in the first set this afternoon. They look crisp. They look sharp. A little ugly for Miami here in the first set this afternoon, and Pittsburgh looking really, really good. Miami 16-7 overall, 9-4 in the conference. Pitt 20-4, 11-2 in ACC play. And coming out of the timeout, another attacking error, back-to-back attack errors from Grace Lopez. 9-1 the Panthers lead.
No touch. Yeah, they have come out really flat for this first set. You don't want to do that against a team that, on the book, it's the 6th team in the nation.
Just 1 point for Miami. Miami able to handle the serve and another block. My goodness.
And just to let you know how good of a blockers they are, as you can obviously tell, that's a fast set towards 4. It's not easy, but they know that they're running that play a lot. The moment it goes fast also, it doesn't allow Angie to tool a lot around that block.
This is reminiscent of what we saw in the 3rd set. In the 4th set in particular on Friday when Miami fell behind by 10 points, they were able to overcome that. Another block by Pittsburgh. I mean, Miami's got to get something figured out here because this is going to get ugly here this afternoon.
Someone needs to get mad and say, I need to side out real quick and take it personal. At the end, it is personal.
Miami cannot attack that. I mean, they cannot get anything over the net right now. Everything is being blocked. They've also had a difficult time handling serves. That one not handled all that cleanly. Angela Grieve, and that's dug out by Pittsburgh. Another opportunity here. Here's Grace Lopez, and that is blocked, but finally she's able to sneak one through, and Miami's got its 2nd point of the afternoon, and now Milana Moisio will check in to serve.
She got a bit lucky there. Stafford was all over that play, but she sneaked it in.
Boy, Pitt sure is big and tall at the net.
They are. It's a very physical team.
Pittsburgh in the road traveling white tops, blue bottoms. Miami decked out in black top to bottom this afternoon. Good serve. Not a very good set, but still Pittsburgh comes away with a point.
There's no way you can let that ball. That's unacceptable at this level. That's a ball that was touching the block, so they took a lot of steam out of it. Somebody should have called it.
Can't make those type of mistakes if you want to play with Pittsburgh.
Not against this team. Watch the jumper.
Oh, boy. Pretty. Handled by Heredia Colon. And Angela Grieve sends one wide, or do we have a touch?
They didn't see one.
Well, I think Miami wants to challenge it. Savannah Vach was telling Coach Keno to challenge it, but he did not get off of his seat.
Angela Greaves actually looked at him and went, no, nobody touched it. So at this point, I will get anything. Low toss there on that hit. We're starting to see more now, which I enjoy. I think I told you the last time I here. More and more, the women's game is looking more like the men's game. So we're watching a lot of jump serves like you just watched. So usually it was a game of floats and standing floats and even jump floats, but now, as you can see, look, 2 players in a row with jump serves.
What a block. What a block by Rachel Fairbanks at the net. It was a golden opportunity for Miami. Let me ask you this, Alan. You've been around the game a long time. It's 14-3. They're not going to win the first set. It'd take a miracle. But what can you do right now to put yourself in a position to be more competitive in the sets to follow?
Well, at the end, you need to do what you need to do. So at the end, the score cannot determine, even though it's super tough, what the outcome is going to be. What you want to do in these kinds of set is try to find some rhythm. Hey, what is it that we do well, and start doing it. Forget about this one and take on the other one. A miracle could happen like it happened the other day, but I think Virginia was as good as a team as Pittsburgh is, but this is a huge lead, so just start to get your rhythm back.
Service error, 15-4, Pittsburgh.
By the way, even though this is the number 6 team in the nation, I also need to be honest, nobody in the ACC is 11 points better than anyone. So you're watching a horrible set, which we have seen on plenty of sides whenever they're here.
Chiamaka Awokolo serving for Pittsburgh. They've got themselves another point.
And this layout there, I think that ball could have been maybe a little bit low, but still. She's also coming off injury, so I think I told you the last time she looks a little bit rusty. I think she might be 60 or 70% of what she can do.
Look at that. 9 attacking errors by Miami, just 1 by Pittsburgh. Whoa. And that's out, really. Boy, that was close.
That one was really close, though.
Might want to take a look at a variety of things here. And I guess no challenge. Thought that was much closer.
Nerves, the mental game comes in it. Well, that's something to mix it up. It depends on the level that you're playing, but for international matches, like pretty much, if you do more than 7 mistakes, more than 7 errors,
you're done.
Unless the other team, it's obviously worse, you don't have a shot. So, I mean, just with the hitting errors right here, it's crazy.
Now, Yalisa Rosado serving for the Canes, trailing 17-5 in the first set. Dug nicely.
Nice hit by Andrew Greaves.
Again, strategically at this point, you're looking down the road here towards additional sets, but trying to find where Pittsburgh might crack just a touch that'll give you an advantage moving forward.
I think I told you, same as any other game, you're going to see they all know what they do. I mean, they know each other. They go through hours of video. So this is a matter of actually just coming and doing what you're supposed to do. I mean, they all know what they're good at and what they're bad at.
This Pittsburgh team early on, at least, our first look at them this season in person, certainly looks like a club that might be poised to get themselves back to another Final Four.
That's a great play there, running Grace out of position 1. Sad that they started this way. The court is packed, and there's some great energy here today. That's a play you might want to run a lot from the back row, see if you can get away from that block. Been setting the middle whenever they can. I think against Carr, that might be a good matchup for them. There we see the pass, they're in system. Why not running that? It's probably a 32 there. Good pass by Flor.
You got to see a little bit more of that right there.
And
you got to beat him to the punch. You got to beat him to the top of the net.
I don't think numbers can lie. Carr, when it comes to hitting, she has to be the most offensive middle that they have. She pounds that ball, and she's doing a good job.
I would not be surprised if we see a lot more of that, because when Miami's not beating Pittsburgh to the top of the net, everything, and I mean everything, is getting blocked.
But the only bad thing is that you need to be a good passing team so you can use the middle. So there we go back again to passing. Good tipping now. Getting some rhythm now, you know, playing at the same level, even though obviously they're a little bit too late for this set. But should be good news for Coach Cano that at least, you know, they're starting to get in rhythm. It's a great block there. And the short serve by Flor Maria Heredia, which was a very, very easy ball. Stafford couldn't actually hold it. Sometimes passers relax on those easy serves, and all of a sudden it becomes a nightmare. So let's see if she goes back to her.
No.
Yeah, she did. And now she
went back to what
it.
we saw, but not that jump serve.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But she was looking for that short serve. It wasn't that short, so she still got the hit. Both teams with the same strategy, by the way. They're going to try to serve Flor Maria Heredia for the Canes, and they're trying to serve Stafford, both outsides.
She's handled it pretty well today. Boy, that was kept alive.
That was a huge carry. I don't know what happened there. Somebody missed the call. Cano's not happy at all.
An
it's out of
attacking error
bounds
by Grace Lopez.
And I love these refs, you know, that I treat them fairly, but Cano is not really happy about the call. Like I said, they're humans. You're allowed to miss the call. One thing I hate about refs is when you're starting to get them and they tell you no, that gets you going.
Right, gets you going
do not
more.
make any gestures.
Coach Cano keeps going back for more. He can't help it.
He's starting the R2. You saw it too, and the R2 can actually, he cannot. Protocol says he cannot call it, but he can mark. You know, like this is what happened.
Right.
But it's the R1's job, to be honest. Angie hitting it hard there.
Angela Grieve just got 3 cracks at it. She finally got the 3rd one to go.
I like to see her swinging hard. That's what she needs to be. Been feeling her a little bit tentative. I don't know what the yellow card is all about. for Coach Keno.
Coach Keno's telling the referee to wake up. Might have slept. Maybe he didn't get enough sleep. I don't know.
Well, it's that relationship that I've been telling you. I mean, it's the normal relationship between coaches and refs. The moment you don't get a call, you want it, and that's that.
He's giving it to him. Still giving it to him.
They're humans, but they missed that one badly. That was a huge carry there, and they missed it.
Yeah, Miami might be able to keep this thing in play.
And they did.
Although now they're out of position, and that was a disaster waiting to happen.
The moment you get a free ball, you understand that you have 3 hitters that will be attacking you, and they thought that this was the best way to smack the ball in the middle.
That's deep.
A little bit too high, but it's very interesting to see. I think that at some moment you might see her on the national team program.
Yeah.
She has what it takes. She has the height and physicality and the athleticism. Grace
Way too many errors by Miami in the first set.
And Grace has been, I think, the most consistent player for Miami, not having a great first set. She's human. She's allowed to, but that's what's happening.
11 attacking errors by Miami.
That's incredible.
They're hitting a negative percentage. And Pittsburgh.
Could have been a touch there. Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Pittsburgh has found a way to block a bunch of Miami's attacking efforts. I think the head coach, Dan Fisher,
Saying that it wasn't a touch.
Yeah, and I think he was telling Valeria Vasquez-Gomez, hey, it's 23-13. Let's not break up the momentum here now.
Very smart play. You don't want to do anything with that score. You just want to get it over with.
If we can't hold on to a 10-point lead, we got bigger issues.
And I think there was a touch there, too. No touch or net?
No touch.
That one sneaked in. Pretty much a nightmare set for Miami. Obviously, they started like really slow on this one. Because all of these unforced errors, they need to actually bounce back for the second one.
Set point here for Pittsburgh.
Great pass by Angie.
Ooh, Janice layup. Probably want to see a little bit more of that.
You need some passing for that. If you do, I think she's a great choice. Even at 60-something%, she's that good. When she's 100%, she's as dominant as anyone I've seen.
Wow. Set number 1 goes to Pittsburgh. They dispose of Miami 25-15. We'll take a break. We'll switch sides. We'll see what type of effort Miami has when we come back. Okay, so set for set number 2. Rachel Fairbanks serving.
Great hit.
It's the Canes who strike first.
Miami needs Angela Greaves. I mean, to me, she's, along with the setter, they're the heart and soul of this team. Doesn't matter what stats say, she leads them. I like to see her swinging freely like she just did there.
That's a great set. Wow. Terrific block
Blocking
by Miami.
now, yes.
And Pittsburgh cannot keep it alive. It's 2-0.
Still a great hustle. Good start for the Canes. Like I said, I don't think we were going to see another blowout. They have teams, I mean, particular that they have done pretty much the same. I mean,
the jump serve, another good one. Set perfectly. And the kill. Now Monks out of Louisville.
I was about to say that Monks has been getting, whenever she gets that, even though that's almost a miss hit, I don't think they're expecting her or something, but she's been good enough to put it down. I think she has scored at least 1 point every time she's been in the front row, which is good numbers for a middle.
Janice layout taps it over. Pittsburgh keeps it alive. This will be another opportunity right here for the Canes. Grieve gets blocked. Vach is going to set up Lopez, and she puts it home.
The best choices now, offensive-wise, for the Canes will be trying not to set where Babcock is actually blocking, which as you can see, she's blocking the outsides from the other team. She's so huge, and she penetrates those hands that I think Miami needs to go middle or right side there. Way better options.
Well, very impressive how quickly Pittsburgh, with their size, gets to the top of the net.
It's a lot of work by Coach Fisher.
An ace.
Welcome to women's volleyball. You lose a set big time, and all of a sudden, then now you're the one that's down.
Grieve to serve.
Yep. Net violation by Flor Maria Heredia. I have coached both men's and women's, and obviously what I have to say, first of all, believe it or not, after a lot of years, I enjoy more the women's game. I think you see longer rallies and techniques and all of that stuff. But emotionally, they are different. And it's a roller coaster sometimes emotionally to coach them.
Chiamaka Wokolo subs back in for Pittsburgh. Front line, front of the net. Boy, she gets her hands on it.
Great block.
That was impressive.
And right now, I mean, it's a 5-1, which means that Savannah has 2 hitters. So they're ganging up. They're helping out there. As you can see, their outside is helping out on Janice. Passing the ball there, it's pretty much impossible today. Hit it out. Into the net.
That's an attacking error. 3 consecutive points ripped off by Pittsburgh. We're level at 4. Again, when Miami has given Pittsburgh an opportunity to get themselves situated defensively to get to the net, they're blocking everything. When Miami was setting that ball quick and not giving them an opportunity to get to a spot, they were much better.
Babcock is such a great blocker. She blocked her twice, so she made her do that mistake. So I'll give that point actually to the block.
Another block.
That's how you get back in the match real quick.
4 consecutive points, I'd say so.
Great blocking team. Ball setter, ball hitter. That's the progression. They're awesome at that.
That's a little bit better right there.
Yes, it is. They're both great blockers, but if I need to choose to hit where Babcock is, I'd rather go cross-court and take my chances with the middle, which, by the way, she's ridiculously good too. Wokolo.
Oh, yeah. Janice Leao takes the seat for Miami. Terrific serve. Oh, that's perfect.
That's a great pancake.
Beautiful job by Angela Grieve to give Miami the lead again, 6-5. So a couple of lead changes here already early second set.
Great things to do. This happens a lot in clubs. Sometimes you face these teams that are huge. Well, you cannot challenge the block. You might as well tip and make them go to the ground. Play small ball, just like in baseball. That's this version of volleyball.
Yeah, Elise Rosado serving again. I gotta tell you, that was extremely impressive. The finishing touches there by Babcock. That looked like a play dead in the water. It might be a free ball for Miami, and Pittsburgh collects a point. How'd they do this? I mean, this was really impressive right here.
Well, that happens, you know. I'm this good. I'm very physical. I'm a freshman. I'm very scary player. She's so good.
A jump serve for Olivia Babcock.
She gets a free ball back to their team.
And a kill.
Running that slide. Great slide there. We always talk about the hitters. We always talk about anyone, and we seldomly talk about Rachel Fairbanks. Their setter is just amazing. She ain't flashy, but she doesn't make mistakes. I love her. Coming off 33 assists and 11 dig night.
Junior out of California. There's a service error by Babcock, 7-7.
Miami hanging in there. Like I said, this is what everybody was expecting, a good match. She hits from everywhere. Great things. And I enjoy Coach Dan a lot. I mean, even though she plays right side, he moves her and he makes her hit from 6, from position 6, from pipe. Like, he moves her like, I have this talent. I'm going to use it as much as I can. He's very crafty at that.
Babcock, another kill. She's got 5. 8-7 Pittsburgh. Oh, my Lord. AJ Grace Lopez. Welcome to the party.
It's probably a great rotation for them to pair up Grace there against the setter, which is still a very good blocker, but not as good as the other one. So, yeah, go down the line. Oh, beautiful play.
Thrown over by Fairbanks.
Blockers were not aware. She's in front row. You can see number 10 there. Watch her. Somebody should have been there with her. Great job, Rachel Fairbanks.
This set much more tightly contested. Nobody is broken. Oh,
it's a great swing by Valeria. I don't think anybody was expecting for her to hit it. She went, might as well just hit a down ball and see what happens. Well, the block was there and she was able to get away with it.
Valeria Vasquez Gomez, redshirt senior out of Puerto Rico.
Second team All-American last year. Good job there at the net. Win or lose, whatever happens, you just want to see your team competing. Miami is competing on this first set. Pittsburgh took care of that on the first one. They actually didn't allow them to compete on the first set.
Miami did after it got out to a, what, 10-1, 11-1 when it really got ugly.
Yep.
Oh, my.
It's a great hit by Valeria there. Has had some experience with the Puerto Rican national team. She hasn't been able to play some more. Obviously, she has things to do here at Pittsburgh, but Puerto Rico has a great future, and you're watching both here that should be the outsides and the right sides for that team, and Grace Lopez and Valeria.
Fairbanks to serve. Bach for Lopez. Okay.
Oh, my God, what an arm. You can see that she's warmed up all right. What an arm. She's so smooth without arms. It's going to be one of the fastest swings in the ACC right now.
And that time, Pittsburgh a little late to the block party. Good serve. Far side. Set her up. Blocked, but a point. That's Babcock. Boy, she can elevate.
Like I say, I mean, she's playing as a right side, but they use her anywhere. Like, yeah, you're in 4. Obviously, you get one rotation to hit out of there. He gives it to her. Great passing by Valeria. If anybody has wondered why she has been so good, she's great at passing, defending, and serving.
So impressive. 6'5" freshman out of Los Angeles. Who's Vach going to set up this time? Right in the middle of the net, it's Flor Marie Aredia Colon, and a block by the Pitt Panthers. They lead 13-10.
Going back to past conversations, when you play against a team that has the best block in the ACC, this is not the team that you're going to be breaking that block with your power. This is a team that you want to hit high and actually try not to get into that block.
Blocked again.
Plenty of blocking from Pittsburgh, yeah. Might be a choice for the Canes. I mean, I'm pretty sure we have been watching. I don't have the stats, but I don't think I need to. Every time they've been hitting from the back row, 6 and 1, they have been able, you know, it's tougher for the block, too, to get used to back row hitting. Might be something that they might want to do, because from the front row, they've been stuffed all the time. Good block. Miami doing some great things in there. The moment that they're not passing well and they're out of system, you need to do your stuff, which is right there. You set up your block, and you should be able to get a good percentage
Janice
of
Leal
points.
that time. 13-12. Another block for the Canes, and we're level at 13.
Janice Leao lifting that percentage. Maybe she's 70%.
Dan Fisher with a couple of words for his ladies. Ooh, indecisive. Another block.
The ball didn't go through. Still. Miami up 1.
And 4 consecutive points.
Pittsburgh is an awesome team. I enjoy watching them play. I think they've been doing phenomenal having 2 freshmen in there, but with freshmen also you get inconsistencies. Great over the block there, Tooling.
Stafford that time to level things at 14 aside. Kat Flood checking it now. The senior will serve out of Illinois.
2 stud freshmen stacked on the net right now. You see Stafford, and you see Babcock right there.
Wow, beautiful by Savannah Vaughn.
Nobody was expecting that one. Whenever the setter is in the front row, as a blocker, you need to be checking what's going on. There's a timeout on the floor.
Miami with a 15-14 lead here in the second set. Pittsburgh took the first set 25-15. The second set proving to be much more competitive. So coming out of the timeout, Yadilis Rosado to serve for Miami. This is obviously a very important set. If Miami wants any opportunity to win this match this afternoon, you feel like they've got to take the second set.
Well, this match would pretty much, if they do what they're supposed to do after, will get them into the tournament. So. Great play down the middle. That's a little bit of a mismatch there. I think Carr's, like I said, she's awesome offensively. Blocking, probably not their best blocker. So the moment they get a good pass, they're going to try to run the play.
That was Chiamaka Wokolo with the kill. She's got 3. Lopez with 7 for Miami. There is Lopez.
Touch.
And a touch, no touch.
Oh, I saw that ball go up.
And attacking error. Another one for Lopez, who has struggled in that department this afternoon. And now it's 16-15.
I don't know. It looked flat from there, but from us it looks like it went up a bit, but
they say no touch. Here's a free ball.
They read that pretty easy.
A block at the net.
Heredia probably touched it, but looked like nobody touched that ball.
Oh, terrific dig.
Over the block.
Danger time right here for Miami. Pittsburgh leading 17-15.
Heredia needs to just, both outsides to me, they need to play more freely and try to actually score and move the ball around. Just hitting into the spots. Whatever there's nobody blocking, you will have people playing defense, you know, on the ground. And it's been some very easy reads for Pittsburgh so far.
A lot of the fans here in attendance wanted 4 touches on that last point. Felt like Miami deserved the point. They're trailing 17-15.
What a great serve by Babcock. That's a carry. Yes. Borderline 1, but yes, maybe we see on slow-mo. See where her hand is.
Close.
Not that decisive, but sometimes what they use is if your elbow is extended and you don't move it all over the place, it's good, but it's borderline. I mean, refs know better, they're there. It's not one of those plays that you can say, whoa, it was robbery or anything. No, it's just borderline, which happens. Good job. Miami needs to pick it up right now if they don't get into this match.
They can't afford any errors, and they've got to capitalize on a couple. That's a nice start with Grace Lopez. She's got her team leading 8th kill in the match.
very sharp angle there from the lefty. Hitting that corner in between 5 and 4 there.
So 18-17. Flor Marie Heredia Colon serving. She's not going with that jump serve that we've become accustomed to seeing. Far side to kill. Yikes. Look out. That was Valeria Vasquez Gomez.
She's been having a great match. She's not their #1 go-to girl but she's scoring at will. Miami needs a good pass so they can run that fast-paced offense. Otherwise, that block is going to take a toll. She's so hard to block, as you can see there. Took the inside hand of the middle blocker, hit it really hard. You see the physicality of Babcock, but you can understand all of her prices. And like I said, she's a different kind of player. But little by little, Grace Lopez also gets to score. Might not be as flashy, but it's as, as good. Ooh, she mishit that one. Let me see if she's getting a touch.
Miami is saying a touch. Yeah. And Coach Keno is going to challenge it.
He's going to challenge for a touch, so the ref should point and says #1.
All right, well, here's our first look. It might be our best look.
Yes.
Immediately, Grace Lopez said a touch. Ooh, I think so. I think you can see the spin.
Yeah, you can see the ball change.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can see it pick up. That's 100% a touch. Watch the spin of the ball really pick up as soon as it hits her fingers right there.
Yeah, with that outside hand there. Yes, it does.
It's her left hand, and the rotation of the ball increases quickly. That should be a point for Miami.
Looks like an easy one from here, even though it's not like super clear, but it looks like pretty easy. Let's see how the refs see it, because at the end, they are the ones.
And Miami immediately on the floor. It's usually a pretty good indication, because all 6 of them on the floor immediately said touch. You can hear it.
They know. They know. There's a sound, and also they see a little bit better. They're super close. As you can see, they're all covering, so they know. I think it's a little pinky there on Valeria, which we might ask her after the match, but sometimes as a blocker, to be honest, you don't feel some of those, But yeah, it is a little touch there for me. Let's see. Maybe R2, Rodolfo Marrero will think differently. I see the difference in the same as you on the spin of the ball.
Yeah.
Calls a touch. Valeria's, I can see the face from Valeria, and I know.
She knew it.
Yeah, I guess I touched it. Coach not upset. Obviously, that's a good thing about the challenge. And pretty much he asked her, did you touch her? And she probably
I thought it was pretty clear, too. I thought the rotation of that ball quickly increased after you felt like you saw the touch.
But Dan pretty much talked to her and went, did you touch it? And she went, yeah, I did. Tough one there. That's a tough one after you get a break. Moisio, who's usually a good server. Sometimes the mindfulness when you're in the bench coming, you need to be even more prepared than the starters. The starters are in rhythm.
Rachel Fairbanks serving for Pittsburgh. It is 20-19. Pitt. Grace Lopez with a kill. Oh, square at 20.
I like this rotation for her. There were some adjustments made, and now she's having her way with Valeria and the other middle, #9, Emma Monks.
20-all. A jump serve from Lopez. And a
beautiful set by Fairbanks.
Emma Monks. Easy.
Fairbanks with those hands really high there, and you can see how the middle also saw with her hands. Beautiful set.
Beautiful serve.
Yes, it was. Enough to get a free ball.
Yeah.
Almost a free ball. Ball touched the floor. Keno thought it didn't. See what Angie thinks.
That is an error by Miami, and it's a 2-point Pittsburgh lead.
I think it did touch the floor. I think otherwise, knowing Angie, she would have said it. Yeah, it did touch the floor clearly. Nice pancake. She went for it.
Kind of hurt her shoulder a little bit, too.
Yeah, and you see some cupping there, so probably having a little bit of some issues. Plenty of swings with those arms. People don't realize.
22-20 now after the Miami attacking error. Vach now for Flor Marie Heredia Colon.
I think there was a net there.
Yep.
They missed it. And a touch.
So now Angela Grieve will serve. Miami in need of capitalizing on a Pittsburgh mistake or a big block at the net.
It's a very emotional set. Like I said, you don't want to be 0-2 knowing that you played your better volleyball in the second set and you still lost. Sheng pass.
It's a great set, though. And there's the block that they needed.
They needed a Janice layout there. That's one of those balls that she knew it was coming her way from that angle. Boom. Tied match at 22. What a great read by both of them. Savannah doing their job, too, of being in the right place so she can actually fill in there.
Timeout by Pittsburgh. And I'll tell you what, 11th year head coach Dan Fisher not happy. He about blew a gasket over there on the Pittsburgh sideline after that block by Miami.
There's a lot of strategy here, and sometimes the moment you see them go out of strategy, then you go, listen, we did the homework, we have done videos, and we're just not performing on things we should be doing. Many of these issues that you see with coaches getting really mad has nothing to do with physical mistakes, but mental ones like, listen, we know that in this room.
Okay, so Angela Grieve will serve coming out of the timeout by Pittsburgh, who leads this thing 1-0. Miami is praying they can find a way to win this second set. Good serve, good set, and no kill. Yes, indeed, 23-22 Pittsburgh.
They got lucky there. Babcock actually pretty much hit into the block. Leao's hands were not ready.
What an important serve and an important point this would be for Miami. Their backs are against the wall if they don't collect a point coming out of this serve.
Cat Flood with the serve. It's been really good for this team throughout the years.
Lays into it, gets it over. Grieve dives. Here is Flor Marie Heredia Colon, and we're square at 23. A massive point for Miami. You go down 24-22, you are totally against it.
But you saw something very smart. Look how high she hits that ball. You cannot challenge that block. If you hit into that block, you're done. You need to try to go get something in there, and if she does that, she will be successful.
Those hands oftentimes not nearly as sturdy as the wrists and those forearms.
Outside hand being the easiest one to get rid of the ball, then tip of the hands or tip. Those are the three major toolbox things that you can use.
And now you got Elise Rosado serving. She gets it over. Blocked, kept alive. Oh, Flor Marie Heredia Colon with an attacking error there. It was an opportunity for Miami to potentially collect a point. And now set point kept it up for Pittsburgh. You like the idea?
I did. I'm pretty sure starting with her, she would have loved to handle it with both hands, which she could have.
So now back to serve Olivia Babcock. A massive serve in this match, and she'll toss it up. She'll get into it. Kept alive. Vach, and now Miami's giving Pittsburgh a free ball. Could prove to be disastrous. Grieve at the net, a battle. It's 2-0 Pittsburgh.
But we have a game now.
A disaster of a second set for Miami. They played just about as good as they could. A couple of errors down the stretch. And it'll be Milana Moisio to serve for the Miami Hurricanes. She spins it. She serves it. Flips the net. And Pittsburgh.
No touch.
No touch. Ooh, I thought there was a touch. I thought for sure there was a touch. It's 1-0 Miami.
Monks think that there was a net there. I didn't see it.
Thought we had a touch. Guess not.
Great pass.
What a block by the Canes. Janice Leao and Grace Lopez teaming up.
You can still see, even though, like I said, Babcock is something to really enjoy, but sometimes you're seeing freshman stuff, which is hitting down. It's pretty scary when she learns how to hit deeper and she gets more tools.
Unstoppable.
Pretty much. If she hits deep, I don't think there's nobody can touch her block. But if you hit down, even a midget like Coach Allen can block you and keep on telling people, if you hit down, I'll be there. Her superpower is obviously she jumps really high. You want to use that reach and just hit deep with range. Oh, great set. One-handed there by Savannah Back. Ooh. Yeah, it did land. She was close, though. Let's take a look. Nice tip. Rosado was a little bit behind there.
5 service errors by Miami this afternoon has not helped their cause either. That is the 4th for Pittsburgh, and Miami leads 3-2.
Valeria amazing on the service line, which is one of her superpowers. She's a really good server. Coach Fisher probably not happy about that. I mean, that's part of her job. Offense, it's been carried by other players. You just want her to pass and do what she does best, which is that. And she couldn't handle it there. A nice hit down the line. She's such a great hitter. Doesn't matter where she hits. She can hit from the left side. If you let her, she'd probably smack the ball in the middle. Yep. She's so athletic. Beautiful today. And she hides it so well. I mean, she goes up, as you can see, watch her. She goes up with 2 hands, so you think she's going to set, and then she dumps. Savannah Back, very athletic. Also, she was a great offensive player. People don't realize she used to hit the ball. So she has that offensive mindset. Good pass by Valeria. And a good block there by Janice Leal.
She's working her way back into volleyball shape. She's dangerous when she's at full health.
She is dangerous.
It's a great serve.
That's a double. Miami getting a little break here. Good effort, though, by Fairbanks. Takes a special player to try to set that one almost from the floor, and she did that. Ooh, she got away with that one.
Pittsburgh just got away with it. Stafford got away with a miss hit.
The superpower of Valeria Vasquez Gomez is that she's a great passer and also good at defense, good at serving, very decent blocker. She might not be the biggest arm on the team, but she does so many things. She's so valuable to Pittsburgh.
Great serve. Block.
At least trying to tool. Let's see if she can do it again. Tips. Out of bounds, yes. It went outside the antenna. These are the things that you want to protect. You had a 6-3 lead. Right. You don't want to get them back because it takes a toll on you. Like, yeah, we were 3 points ahead. All of a sudden, we're tied again. Here we go. Right. Here we go. So we never get a break. And that starts to make a little hole in your head.
And that is what transpired there in the second set.
Frustration kicks in, you know?
That is deep.
Love her swing. Plenty of stuff to work around with her. She's only in her first year. I'm pretty sure Coach Dan will do a great job. We'll probably visit this transmission at some moment when she becomes a freak that I think she will become at any moment. Great pass by Valeria, as you can see. That's why it's money.
There's a free ball for Miami. Can they get 2 points right back? Grace Lopez says,
Yep. Coach Fisher not too happy. That was a great play, and there was a miscommunication there between the middles that on a non-system ball that should have been a great hit, and they ended up giving out a free ball.
My goodness, Miami cannot continue to afford to make these errors. They've got to make Pittsburgh play volleyball.
Usually, like I said, there's a lot of depth in that libero DS position. And today it's been a rough one for her and for Moisio when it comes to serving in key situations.
It's a bomb.
Can't hit down against this team. They're going to touch everything. Nice tip there. They're calling for double. And I want to say something about the doubles. We're going to end up talking about the double touch. Maybe it could have been a double, but just because the ball turns or rotates doesn't mean it's a double.
Every time Miami gets a couple of points back, they give them right back. And now we're tied at 8.
But you can see also, for Maria Heredia, she's an awesome player, but she's hitting down and she's been, when they don't block her, they're touching the ball, they're playing it out. She needs to start hitting deeper. She needs to do some other stuff. You cannot challenge this block. You're going to have a tough time. Out of system again on that shank pass.
Wow.
Great swing by Grace. Abby Cassiano, yeah.
First time we've called her name this afternoon. She gets ferocious when she kills it, and then about 5 seconds afterward, she kind of snaps out of the emotion, then she all smiles.
Abby should be the obvious middle along with Janice Leao, but yeah, she struggles at moments. She gets to be more consistent.
Oh my goodness, Pittsburgh ends up with that point. Wow, a battle at the net. Looked like Miami could have had a point the entire way.
Yes, it did. Those balls, you need to be smart. Whoever touches it last, as you can see there.
Now, is that not one right there that Heredia Colon could just really put some umph into and put away?
You could, but believe it or not, it's more of having the malice of touching it first. You touch the moment, touching it second. I mean, last. She touches it first. Whoever touches it last wins the match. So she allowed her to touch it, and then she threw it down. More experience on the Pittsburgh side. And ball was in just by a bit there. For Maria Heredia, I need to say something about her too. I think she's been having a really good passing match on this one. Grace thought it was going to go out. She's been passing well today.
She struggled on Friday, much better today. It's a really pretty serve.
Great stats there by.
Ooh, here's a free ball for Pittsburgh. They have a 1-point lead.
Cassiano there, oh good, that's a good idea. But you can see Cassiano, look at her size. Cassiano needs to be in there. And she needs to do her job. I think she's a better blocker than she is a hitter. And there's no explanation for that. She has everything to be also a really good hitter. Nice pass by Valeria again.
Great block.
She hits it really hard. She doesn't hit it that deep. She has a very fast and heavy arm, but as you can see, not too much height. So actually the cue is not to go really high on her, because otherwise she will tool in there.
Cassiano, in her final year as a Miami Hurricanes, started her collegiate career at Syracuse. This has got to be an opportunity for Miami, and unfortunately, they've just got to send it right back over to Pittsburgh. A scramble for the ball. That is off the ceiling, kept alive by Grace Lopez. Who's going to come up with a point? It is going to be Miami, or is it Pittsburgh?
Miami touched the ball, yes, so it's Pittsburgh ball. Babcock, if she has pressure in that head, nobody knows. Oh, yeah, you see Angie there touching it. Playing like if she was a senior.
11-11.
Zero stress, actually talking on the net there, laughing, talking to Valeria. She's a special player.
Yeah.
That's a nice tool by Angie. A little bit of a screen there that I love.
The redshirt senior at Jupiter, presence of mind.
So you saw it, right? It's a ball that's out of system. They know where they're going. She knows that the block is there. I'm tooling. I'm not hitting there. That is the one thing that for Maria Heredia, within certain time, she will start to learn to do more.
Grieve just felt an easy point.
Could have been a double, too.
Emma Monks went up and just mistimed the jump. Her pass, the set was just not good. 13-11 Miami. Again, they're back down to another 2-point advantage. They did this in the second set, but when they get these 2 3-point advantages, they let them slip away. That's
serve. Moisio doing what she's supposed to do. Probably saying, I want this one over the one that I put away in the second set, so. And a timeout on the floor. Dan Fisher doesn't like what he sees.
Dan's not happy. This is Sunday. You should be able to relax on a Sunday. He's struggling this afternoon. He's not thrilled with what he's seeing.
Coach said, man, this coach done took over our office. And he's using it to send out medical bills.
Take a look at the 11th-year head coach for the Pittsburgh volleyball team is Dan Fisher, who at times this afternoon has been living stress-free. Other times, well, he's been a little ticked off. He was after he decided to take a timeout. Miami leading 14-11 coming out of the break. This ball is dug by the Canes. Over for Grieve. Sends it right back over to Pittsburgh. Is that out or is it in? That is out.
It was out. It was out. And by a lot, not too happy there. She did the right thing. I would have taken a swing at that. You see Coach Fisher really like that, but you see coaches relax. We're never relaxed, but actually we were dying inside, but we need to fake it. The ball was going out, but Valeria picked it up.
Now I can't stop watching Dan Fisher because he's about to lose it. He's doing everything that he can to stay composed.
He has timeouts.
And he just took another timeout. Look at him. Look at him go.
This ain't no technical timeout. He's appealing to, you got to do your stuff. That's pretty much it. I just want to break, remind you who you are, remind you that nobody's going to give you anything. Let's go and do it. He gave up 1 minute and 15 seconds of the timeout. There's a lot of stuff you can say that says also that he trusts a lot in the team.
Yeah.
So it was an emotional timeout. Like they just, we need to start playing ball. Let's go. Wake up.
Yeah, I think the message was fairly clear. Wake up.
Some good serving there. Coach Cano talking to Jill Hadler, the assistant coach, telling her a good job there with the serving. Lots of club action. I'm very glad to see the place packed and also to see all the youngsters that play club among all the clubs in Miami. They need to be here. You need idols. You need somebody to look up to. I want to be like this person, so at least in my club, and I know the other clubs are doing the same. We're posting the schedules. We want them to come. We need to start helping out with the volleyball culture here in South Florida, so this is how we do it. In talking about it will not help. Just start to work, make the changes, make your players come. Super happy to see, even from different clubs, to see a lot of players here enjoying this match.
So 16-11, Miami in command here in the third set. Probably kicking themselves a little bit too, because they did at one point have a pretty good control over that second set when they had a 2 to 3 point advantage rather late.
The only crazy set was the first one in which Miami was blown out of the court. But you don't expect that at D1.
Moisio serving a good one at the net. Here comes Pittsburgh, and Chris Lopez sent it backwards after a reactionary blow to the ball. It's 16-12, a point for Pittsburgh to stop the bleeding momentarily.
Nice swing from Valeria on a play that the set wasn't awesome, but she did enough.
Valeria Vasquez Gomez, incredible and impressive to look at up close. Those big, broad shoulders. She fits that volleyball mold to a T.
Very intense on defense. I like her. As you can see right there, she's all over the place. That ball didn't pass. 4 touches. R2 Marrero making sure. Coach Fisher is going to challenge. Probably Marrero telling him, listen, I'm 100% sure. I don't know if you want to blow it, but Dan also would like to get a timeout. I mean, kind of like a free one.
And they are going to take a look at it. So essentially that's really a third timeout for Pittsburgh.
You see the down ref signaling the number 1, which for the technique that we're supposed to know through the challenge, it's a touch that they're challenging. Very important to know that if you're challenging the touch and something else appears like a net or something, you can't call it. From that angle, nobody touched that ball. From that angle, let's see this one. That's a pretty easy play to call. That's 4 touches. Nobody touched that ball. Hit the tape and then went back.
It's also even hard to see the way that camera's going to wiggle right there.
I think Coach Fisher did a great job too. I think even the ref told him, listen, I'm pretty clear, but guess what? I'm down 17-12. I don't have to use a timeout. I'm using it right now. So yeah, 4 touches for sure. There is nothing to talk about there. Watch the tape. No touch on those hands.
You got better eyes than me. I can't tell.
And I've been around for a long time.
A touch.
Whoa. But they're going to play. Are you going to do over?
Yeah.
Well, it worked for Coach Fisher. I didn't see a touch at all.
I couldn't tell. Camera was wiggling and got too fuzzy for me.
But I saw that ball hit the tape. Like I don't have a clue of what they're
so it's 16-12. We will redo it. Here is Vasquez Gomez to serve again. Heredia Colon to Vach to Grieve. It's 17-12 Miami.
Good hit down the line for Angie. That's really good because she needs to let them know, yeah, I can hit line too. You know, you need to worry about me. They're going cross on her, so yeah, she found the line. Nice serve.
Yes, it was. Dug out nicely, and that turns into a Pittsburgh point. That was beautiful.
The ultimate equalizer, having somebody that can side out as good as Babcock does. Watch her, I'm there. That's their insurance. I'm in trouble, give it to her.
Is that what you mean when you refer to hitting it high as well?
Yeah.
Tough to handle, can't control.
And she's really out there. Sometimes when you're there and you come from club, which she's coming from club, I mean, she's playing as a freshman, you're used to hitting down on smaller players, but you're in the NCAA now. You need to fix that a bit, which she's working on that. Off the hands.
18-13 Miami. Obviously, they've got to win this third set to stay alive. Do you feel okay about things up 5 late in the third set to force a 4th set to try to keep this whole operation alive?
You feel good also about some of the things that I just saw. Angie being really smart. Obviously, she's a seasoned player. She's a senior. She knows what to do. She's been tooling now. I don't have to challenge this block. It's a great hit over the block. That's what I call hitting deep. Stafford being smart enough. If my superpower is that I can hit over your block, what sense does it make to hit down so I can equalize you when I'm up there?
Good rotation on the volleyball.
It's a bazooka there.
Gets it to die quick, too.
You want to hit deep with range.
It's a great serve. A great serve. Do that a couple more times. All of a sudden, this one's going to get really interesting.
Well, if this becomes a tight match, you'll be in trouble.
And Coach Keno asked the official, do I have 2 timeouts? He says yes, and he says he'll give me 1 right now. It's a 3-point Miami advantage.
Interesting things now. Same way that Grace Lopez has a cutter, being a lefty, from position 5 into the left side of the court, from 5 to 5. When it comes to Babcock, she has a cutter from position 6 to 1. They need to have a little bit of a switch there, or to move. So when she actually serves the ball, like to switch it up, same as in baseball, so you can try to get that angle. So I think it's a great timeout for Coach Keno. I don't want to lose this lead. I still have another timeout. And I want to make sure that since she jump serves, I want to try to work my way of icing her a bit on that timeout and see if I get her off rhythm. So a really good timeout. Momentum-wise, there's this huge debate now all over social media from the brightest minds in the States who say about how much really do we fix in a timeout and how much really do we think we're fixing. Some people say you don't get to fix a lot. I disagree, but I think that depends on so many things. That depends on the coach you have and what are you telling these girls? Are you connecting with them? But obviously, I mean, timeouts work. Otherwise, I don't think that anyone will be asking for them. But Coach Ken also taking advantage of every second of the timeouts. Pittsburgh sending the girls way early. That's the way that Coach Fisher likes to coach. You know, I trust you. Just go and do whatever you need to do.
You know, on Friday in Tallahassee, Pittsburgh was trailing Florida State 2-0. And they won the preceding 2 sets to force a decisive 5th set. And Miami's going to try to flip that script, and they'd have to win, obviously, 3 and 4 to get to number 5, but continue to put some pressure on these Panthers.
If you don't work hard for Coach Fisher, you'll be back at home.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. She actually came up with a great ace there. Straight down to the libero.
Babcock with 2 consecutive aces. That was a bomb.
Yeah, oh, nasty.
And you better figure out a way to handle this puppy, or else it's about to be 18-18.
It's incredible. She's a freshman. Whoever coach her club.
Ooh.
She tried a tool there, though. I gotta give her credit.
Now. Watch this now. Here comes Pittsburgh. 3 consecutive points.
Stafford with that superpower. Not only I can jump high, but I'm really smart and I hit with range, and I'm going to hit deep over that block, and she did.
I mean, Miami's got to find a way to get a point just to get Olivia Babcock off of that baseline and from serving. She is such a threat to just collect an ace.
Miami with another issue now. If the ball comes to Pittsburgh, also Savannah back.
That's it.
Oh, that was really close. He's going to challenge that one.
I thought that was it.
Let's
I think
check.
It's 18-18.
Let's double check.
I thought.
They're checking to see whether it's in and out. That's why you see him signaling the 2.
To me, that's an ace. That is an ace.
And imagine, like I said, from being in a court, since I have remembrance of life, that is the worst angle. You can watch that ball and it's still in.
Yep.
So from the side, it's going to be even easier. I mean, it went really fast. Referee Karen Harper, I don't think she was actually looking. It came so hard. You see her, she's looking elsewhere,
right,
which happens. It's not that she's not on her job. It's just that the ball comes really fast. So she didn't have the best option there. She didn't see it.
This is going to be a perfect angle.
For sure.
Wow.
From here, it looks like an eternity, guys. Also remember that, yeah, it's in. So also remember that from here, it's pretty easy. We have slow-mo. We have that advantages. Refs don't. But, yeah, I mean, the ball is good. And if they call it out,
close,
I'll have an issue. It's in.
Yeah, I thought in real time as well it was an ace, and it should be 18-18 here.
And there's not too much to debate. I think, like I said, it's pretty clear that the ball is in. Even from the angle that you're supposed to see it as out, it still looks in. So we'll just give the ball to Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden we have so if it's 19-17, have they already put the point there? Otherwise, it's going to be tied.
Yeah, they already put the point up for Miami. Should be 18-18. Boy, it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would, truthfully.
Yeah, it could be 18 apiece, I guess, right? If they already put the point to Miami, they're going to take it off, and they're going to put it into Pittsburgh, so it's going to be a tight match. He's triple and checking a whole bunch of times.
Boy, if he's had to look this hard at it, I mean, there's nothing conclusive, but I thought there was 2 minutes ago.
For whatever reason, he's taking the time, but ball was in. I guess it obviously protocol is that you need to talk to everyone, the score and everything else.
We are tied at 18, 4 consecutive points for Pittsburgh.
It was a pretty obvious one. I mean, Coach Fisher jumped on that challenge.
Quickly.
Yep.
and sternly said, go get it right.
It happens. Like I said, a very fast ball there on Karen Harper.
And don't forget, Olivia Babcock still serving here.
Yep. What a rally.
That's at the net.
And digging. Ball is out of bounds. Nice break there for Miami. The thing is, mentally, you were up by 4 to 5 points, and all of a sudden you're playing at the end of the match, and it's only a 1-point lead for you. Takes a toll on your confidence levels.
Ooh.
Smart move. It's on this side.
Savannah Vach.
Remembering her hitting days.
Yeah.
I was a hitter. I was a hitter. I've done this before.
Turning back the clocks.
And not only she hit the ball, she's a very decent hitter.
So after 4 consecutive points for Pittsburgh, Miami rattles off 2 in a row. Rosado serving. She struggled all day long.
Yes.
Boy, Miami has not done a good job serving today at all.
I just think they're being really unlucky when it counts, which is right now at the end. Yeah, you need to reset, like I said. Deal with failure, and that's that. Good pass from Angie.
Not a very good set. Free ball for Pittsburgh. And up near the lights.
You need to hit that ball against Pittsburgh. You don't have a shot otherwise. Angie getting fancy there, trying to look for a nice shot, but she missed it.
Pittsburgh has won 6 of the last 8 points.
Body language and momentum just shifted to Pittsburgh.
Serve easy to handle for Grieve. Far side. Heredia Colon gets blocked.
Ball was out of bounds. Good job by Grace Lopez there. Best tipper that the Canes have, it's on the bench, which is Payman or Jimchi. The other ones, they need to work a little bit of tipping. Every time they have been tipping, it's too deep, and it's very easy on the defense of Pittsburgh.
Dug out by Savannah Vach. Over for Grace Lopez, who hammers it home. 22-20, Canes lead.
Puerto Rican connection there. Grace Lopez tooling against her fellow countryman, Valeria Vasquez there. Good choice.
Big age gap between the two. They probably don't know each other all that well.
It's a small country.
Lopez again. Off the ceiling. Playable.
What a nice swing. Great dig by
dive
Rosado.
and a dig.
And touch. Yes,
Yep.
she did.
Absolutely.
That's what you see out of her. She's a senior. She knows what she's doing. She used those hands. She's very crafty. I'd like to see her play a lot.
Well, she's just so big, too. She's such a force and a presence.
Her town is not too far from Grace's and Lopez. Grace's all the way on the west coast. Manatee, which is right in between, trying to come on the northern side towards where they live. So you might be surprised they might even do know each other. Miami only needs 3 points, but Pittsburgh needs 4. Good pass.
Vach over. Lopez gets blocked, and we're tied at 22.
Time to side out. I mean, she tried there.
Pittsburgh read it, though. They read it quick.
Obviously, yeah, I'm doing Monday morning quarterback here, but the block was going all the way there. For some reason, they abandoned for Maria Heredia on 2.
Here's a serve from Pittsburgh. Vach over. Flor Marie Heredia Colon taps it over.
Net
and a point for the
violation by
Canes.
number 2.
Valeria Vasquez Gomez with the violation. Canes leading by 1, and now Flor Marie Heredia Colon will serve. And we have not seen that jump serve today from Flor Marie. She's got it if she wants it, and she won't use it. And she just lays it over a near ace. And that is an attacking error, and a set point upcoming for the Canes.
Coach Fisher thinks that he's going to challenge the net. I don't know if it was a set or not. The reason for her not serving jumper is probably that her percentage wasn't great, and Coach Keno wants to play by the numbers. He needs to protect the percentages, so he's saying it. So what Coach Keno's doing right now, look, Coach Fisher, very smart. You either challenge or you don't challenge. This conversation right now is pretty much an extra timeout, and refs should know, like, you either challenge or you don't. You're going to challenge? Yeah.
Little gamesmanship, and they will challenge.
Okay, so you challenge it, and that's that. But you just cannot be talking to me. It's not part of the protocol. There's nothing that says, yeah, you can talk to the R2 for an hour. No, you cannot. At the end, by the way, like I said, I'm a fan of both coaches, but Coach Fisher also with this score, what's the worst case scenario? I get a free timeout.
Right, just use it anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to get penalized for challenging it.
The talking to the coach, it's just coach being a coach. I mean, you try to get away with as many stuff as you can, so that's that. I would have done the same, by the way.
So,
no touch.
You sure? You sure that left pinky doesn't get touched?
No. What I'm not sure is about the net, to be really honest, and I don't know if they can check on the net. It's still moving, but I don't know from where.
I've got to be honest. I think it hits Castellanos' left pinky.
Let me see. I don't. Not at all.
No? Okay.
Not at all. But the net, it's moving, and it wasn't moving. That's why I think that Coach Fisher actually
might have a case.
Yeah, but if they're looking for a touch, I don't know if they get another angle. I might see a net.
I don't see a net there.
But you need to see it when she's coming down. You see if they roll it. No, it was just a ball.
I don't see that anywhere.
No touch. I thought, because I see it moving, but I guess it was from when the serve touched the net that the net was still moving. So no touch there at all. That ball's going to go to Miami.
All right, 24-22, Miami leading.
Great job by Coach Fisher. He did what he had to do. I'm here to protect my team. I'm not here to please anyone.
Flor Marie will serve it away. Miami on the brink of winning the third set and forcing a fourth. Near side, the serve over, handle. They'll set things up and blocked by Miami. A point for Pittsburgh. They blocked it right out of bounds.
I'm in trouble. Well, Olivia Babcock is there.
Biggest point of the match right here for Miami. They've got to find a way to handle the serve from Rachel Fairbanks, the junior out of Tustin, California. She's on the far side.
I will hit Grace Lopez on this one. She has the best blocking scene.
Green handles it. Vach for Grace Lopez. That is dug out. What a dig. And a point for Pittsburgh to tie it.
Valeria very crafty with a soft block, and also they're tooling against Grace Lopez. She knew what she was doing. She came to block down the line there. It's a good choice by Savannah Back also. She hit the right player.
24-24. Fighting off two-set points is Pittsburgh. Vach for Lopez. That is blocked, and a point for the Canes. A second set point coming up right here.
Miami playing the game correctly. They gave the ball to her. She missed. Still was the best option. Still was the best matchup. Give it to her again.
Here's Milana Moisio. She has struggled today serving.
She struggled, but she came with an ace earlier on. Let's see if she can bring some of that mojo back for the Canes.
Serve is good. Set things up. Near side. Babcock into the net. Miami takes the third set. An attacking error ends the third set. The Canes going toe-to-toe with number 6 Pittsburgh here in Coral Gables this afternoon. Back for the fourth set. So to a fourth set we go this afternoon, and Miami with an attacking error.
You don't want to have that. You will think that Janice has a big advantage over Emma Monks.
She thought it was in.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too early to challenge a point.
That's a good matchup for the Canes.
Wow.
Nice dig. Great block.
Well, Janice Leal, if she just gets herself just about all the way back and healthy, she is a weapon for Miami.
Like I said, it's pretty scary that she's doing really good and probably 70-75% at the most. I mean, it's way low. Nice pickup there. Oh, great play.
Yeah, it was.
And they scored.
A lot more energy and intensity from Miami after the first set. And it's funny because they'll probably kick themselves because they probably think they should have won the second set. But even more so, where was that energy, intensity in the first set, right? So,
but you see, like I said, in women's volleyball, you see this a lot, how it shifts from one side to the other. Now you see that they're all competing. Both teams are on 8 cylinders right now. Nice hit off the hands there, very smart. Babcock against the setter, even though Savannah's a stud player and a blocker, but she is the weakest blocker on the team, so that's where the ball should go.
a little ugly here.
Yes. Out of bounds, but that's a great hit. Trying to hit deep to 5 from there. We've been talking about Babcock, but I love Stafford. I mean, what a great player.
You're saying if you were building a team, you'd take them? You'd take them both, yeah?
For sure.
No hesitation, right?
I will go recruit next to Coach Fisher. He's doing a great job there. Good block. You know what's going to be really scary? The moment that for Maria Heredia learns how to tool a little bit more against that block, which is a matter of her. Obviously, she still has 2 to 3 more years to play ball because she has the power. So if she can get a little bit of finesse, you know, that toolbox, what is it that I can do with these balls? The moment she starts to play more mindfully, I mean, she has one of the heaviest arms I've seen in a very long time.
Well, a 5th set is what's on the line here in the 4th. Early in the 4th set, tied at 3.
Been having a really good passing day. That's the thing that you don't want to do. I'll break it down to you. First of all, that's a great block on a play that everybody knows that you're going to hit, so you have 4 hands waiting for you. Look, you have 4 hands. You just cannot hit, and if you want to hit, I don't know about you, will you hit where Babcock is?
No.
I will avoid her, so if I'm going to hit, I need to hit crossfield. Those are things that you know up ahead. You know, those are mental mistakes that she will get better at.
An ace.
Yep. Miami losing a bit of momentum now.
How much does fatigue start to set in now?
I don't think at their ages fatigue is an issue.
No.
It's big difference to me. It's the mental thing. That's a great smart hit.
Well,
nice dig by
That's
Valeria.
an unbelievable job. A block from Miami and a point for the Kings.
Valeria's a seasoned veteran who was in this Final Four last year, and she's had a great run there. She's so intense on defense. You saw her take this ball one hand. That's a great play. But look how she went to cover. So that's like, hey, I came all the way from outside the court. I'm busting, you know what, to get here, and you guys are not moving. She had a couple of words in there, too, like, let's get it on. It's a great set.
Wokerlin.
It's a great set from Fairbanks. She gets those nice passes. Look at her hands, how beautiful. Hands up, showing her those hands to the middle so she has a good reference and just sending it there. It's like somebody hits Angie on the mouth. I think she's good. Let's go play ball. Get some water in there. She ain't going out. She's a tough cookie. A great competitor. These conversations sometimes are funny because they go, how does it look? Obviously, I don't have trainers at club, so I go, hey, it's still there, you know? You're looking good.
I think that's what she asked the trainer, too. How do my teeth look?
Babcock serve. Every time she has serve, she has to look at the ceiling.
Yeah, just part of her routine.
No, this is one of the lowest ceilings in the ACC. So for her, she has a high toss, and she goes like, let me see how high this is. But she's been doing it consistently. So to her, it has been a distraction.
Interesting. It's a good serve.
Valeria's such a great passer. I think Savannah back touched the net.
Yes,
there.
she did.
That happens pretty fast also. Sometimes we're tough on the ref. That was a really good call, because sometimes when they do that, the ball is the one that touches the net and you don't notice it, but they were on it.
Oh.
She got away with that one. Great defense.
Slap of the left hand.
Nice play by Lopez against the big block. Cal, I'm going to put you on the spot. You have the stats closer to me. How are the stats when it comes between the freshmen? I want to see if we can track that down.
No, Lopez has 17 kills for Miami on this side.
And Babcock?
Babcock with 13. Stafford with 10. So Grace Lopez, the star of the show of this three-headed, vicious freshman monster here this afternoon.
It's incredible. Obviously, Babcock being a more physical player, a player that you can see a lot of future in there, but Grace Lopez, remember we saw the numbers before about these all fabulous freshmen.
Right.
The prices of Freshman of the Week have been going a lot to Pittsburgh, but Grace's numbers are better. Ball was out.
Yes, it was. Service error that time. It's 8-7.
Looks like it was closer than we thought, but no call there. Coach Fisher not interested in challenging.
And Klicka checks back in for the Panthers. The libero, that yellow number 12 jersey. Out of Novelty, Ohio. Far side, Valeria Vasquez-Gomez.
And they're having a very good offensive match. She's not the heaviest hitter, but she's crafty. Even on the last one, she even faded back, and then she hit line. I enjoyed to watch her play.
Fairbanks serving now.
And there goes the fabulous freshman, the Puerto Rican Panther, Grace Lopez. Shouting at everyone, I'm as good as all of you, and that's big company. A great swing.
She's putting the ACC on notice, isn't she? There's a block by Miami. Pittsburgh with a chance. Valeria Vasquez-Gomez collects another point.
Valeria has been on point, not making too many mistakes, keeping her team there.
10-8, Pittsburgh leads.
For sure, has to be in the future of the Puerto Rican national team. Coach Fernando Morales, who coaches at Evansville, pretty much watching this match. Check the future of the nation. Great block.
Came down, hit the foot of Grieve, and bounce as well. 11-8 Pittsburgh.
It happens. It's part of the game. One more time. I will never choose to hit where Babcock is. I will hit cross-court into the hands of the middle, no problems. I don't want to hit Babcock. It's just she's way too high on that net, and it's making it really easy for her to block. I will avoid her at all costs. And that's a choice you have.
Right. Great serve at the net. They get tangled up.
Nice play. That ball down. I thought that ball touched the floor.
Everybody's meeting at the net here, aren't they?
Nice hit by Babcock.
12-8 Pittsburgh leads. It might be time for a timeout.
That was a good pancake. Thought it touched the floor, but now watching it, great pancake.
Coach Gondra asked the referee
how many
timeouts he had. He said 2, and he thought about it and said, I'm all right for now. Better get a point here. They'll get it.
Well, I mean, I see them fighting. This team is really, really high on the net. That is why Pittsburgh can compete against anyone in the nation. They have what it takes, the physicality. Nice hit off the hands there. Tactically, like I said, doing the right thing. Shortest blocker is over there, even though she's a great blocker. But that's where you want to go, and making the right choices.
To me, it feels like Pittsburgh a little bit more assertive and dominant here in this 4th set.
Well, let's see. Babcock obviously is waiting there on the right side. Let's see what Miami offense does, see if she can actually try to get her away from the play.
Yeah, they're going that way. Yeah,
that's a good miss. That's a good miss. I would love to see that more, because he's trying to hit crosscourt. I'd rather hit crosscourt than to hit into the line of where Babcock is.
You might want to challenge this. You've got 2.
Okay, now says, well, if Coach Fisher has conversations, then I'm going to have a couple with you too. Challenge for a touch. I don't think there was, but I'll take the timeout too.
Right there at the net. Wow. It's an amazing job to not touch that net.
I was about to say that I'm super impressed that nobody touched the net there. I don't see anybody touching the ball.
No.
No, it's out of bounds.
You're not going to be able to tell.
Look how high that. You see where Babcock is? You can avoid that. Like, just hit somewhere else. Just don't hit there. Whoever hits there, must be kind of crazy. Ref was right on it. You can see from his looks there. He's right on the play. Maybe it was some wishful thinking by Coach Cano.
Yeah.
Well, I might get a timeout. I do something. Yeah, but definitely no touch from those angles that we've been watching. And by the way, what a great job of working with that block. You see how those hands are, I mean, you're pushing them on the other side. Lots of... Okay. So, also, it's important to say that he has sometimes different views than we have, so he has a clearer one. I am pretty sure he's a great ref that he saw that one. And the reason why I know there was a touch from the angle that he saw is that I don't see anybody complaining on the Pittsburgh side. Been getting that ball under.
Ooh. Wow. Whoa.
Oh,
what a job by Vasquez Gomez. Who's going to capitalize?
Touch.
Oh, boy. Here we go again.
He will challenge that touch. That could have been a touch. Let's see.
I think it was a touch.
Pittsburgh players saying that they didn't touch.
I don't know about that. I think Chiamaka Wokolo is kind of like, I think I might have touched it.
She even looked at Coach Keno like, no, I didn't. But then again, I'm going to check it anyways. Coach Fisher congratulating Valeria there. Like, yeah, way to go. Like the motivation. I like how he communicates with the team a lot.
Miami was convinced that thing hit somebody immediately.
From
again, they're going to have a different angle than we have. We're going to see very similar to what we just saw a minute ago. It's going to be very difficult for us to determine if the ball was touched or not.
That's a great angle right there, and I don't see anything.
I don't see anything, but we didn't see anything last time, and it was overturned. So
the one that I wish I could see back, but obviously I don't need to, but it's the one that we thought it was 4 touches, and they found a touch. That ball hit straight into the tape, and it went back. Here, I don't see that.
Again, it's going to be hard for us to see anything.
Yeah, the moment it passes through the hands, it looks like it's touching something, but I don't think so. Like I said, maybe he has better angles than we have. I think it was the sound. Like they thought they heard a touch.
So it's either 14-10 or 13-11.
Either way, they're still in the match. Obviously, you would like to have 13-11. And then here we see how they're dealing with that. Have awesome cameras that can stop things frame by frame. Same as in the Olympics, sometimes you will see them and I go, that ball just hit a cuticle, like a little touch on a finger, and they obviously that's why they have those great cameras to check that, and they have a whole bunch of angles in them too. 14-10, Miami still obviously trailing on this one. They need to come up with a couple of blocks or some good defensive plays. I enjoy the challenges, to be really honest, but
breaks up the
just
flow,
takes a lot of time. I mean, pretty sure they will find a way to make them a bit faster.
There's got to be some type of like chip you can put in a ball and it'll be able to indicate if it was touched or not.
Maybe we need to call to New York and get John McEnroe to tell us how things should be done here.
There you go.
He pretty much got rid of everyone now.
It just takes too long.
It does. But as a ref, like I understand, I want to make sure I don't blow this one. It's a very important match. Rodolfo Marrero checking over. Now letting everybody knows what he saw. I think he has to go all the way to the scorekeeper and also let him know this is what happened. So he needs to communicate with everyone, with the scoring table, with the scorer sheet. Ball was out of bounds. No touch. Final judgment. It was out, and he also checked for a net fault, letting Coach Keno know what he saw. He's a very...
checking a variety of things there, huh?
I like how he handles when he's as an R1 and as an R2 as a ref. He talks to them. You know, he lets them vent. Some of them don't allow you to do that, and it ticks everybody off. Oh, what a swing. Oh, what a lucky play.
My goodness. Oh, my. If this turns into a Pittsburgh point, Miami is going to be crushed. Wow.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here. That is the reason why I dislike that. That ball was going to go somewhere else that they had no shot of playing it. And this rule is just, to me, it's ridiculous. The moment it goes up, that ball was going to go maybe to the soccer park. And it ended up being played and won by the other team. But those are the rules right now in the NCAA. I think the moment it touches the ceiling, it should be out of bounds.
Timeout on the floor. Pittsburgh leading 15.
Who do you think taps out first?
I think it does go.
Back with you in Miami. Pittsburgh leading the fourth set 15-10. This is a long, exhausting match this afternoon. And out of the timeout, an ace for Pittsburgh, and they lead by 6.
It's a great serve. Lots of power from Babcock.
Well, she has been a problem all day long.
And she hates the ceiling here, imagine it. So she's a little bit stressed out over the ceiling, and she's still doing great when it comes to serving. She just cranks that ball.
And now they're digging everything. They're hitting everything. Miami struggling, but they get themselves a point.
The only times that I've seen Pittsburgh freshmen miss the ball is when they've been getting gritty and they've been swinging down. The moment they hit deep, they've been scoring at will. Miami needs to run, and they need to run fast. Wow.
And that is unstoppable.
Yeah, it's still, the unstoppable one was Babcock running out of that pipe. Watch this. She knows that play is coming. What a great timing for that ball.
You could see her coming from a mile away.
Like a freight train.
know what Coach Kennel might have an issue with here.
No clue.
Could be a free ball.
And it is.
And you're down 6. Free balls are not conducive to winning, and now you're down 7. And this one is starting to get put on ice here this afternoon.
So put a point there as a hitter for Fairbanks, the setter. Hitting it well, and why not? Setter's going to hit too. Good hit by Casiano. A little bit of a stare down there. Those stare downs, what happens is when you give them, now you got to take them. Coach Fisher saw it. Remember that in volleyball, you're supposed to celebrate while you turn to your side. You're not supposed to talk to the opposing team.
What a serve.
There's an ace.
What the heck? Where did that come from? 18-13. Timeout, Pittsburgh. And Coach Fisher again is ripe.
Pretty sure he'll have a conversation also about that talking there in the net and go, well, you know, they're talking under the net. What are we going to do about it? You want to make sure you fire back. Miami needs a couple. I mean, obviously they're trying everything and trying to serve short. Coach Keno is pretty much using all of his arsenal. You can see that they're watching by rotation how things are and where they're supposed to be serving and what to expect when it comes on how Pittsburgh distributes their offense. Thing is, can I stop them? One more time with 1 minute to go. Coach Fisher decides I've had enough. I'm up ahead by 5. It's a comfortable lead. Let's just keep it rolling.
So Miami hosting Pittsburgh this afternoon, and the season's starting to wind down. Just 4 more matches after this one at Florida State on the 12th coming up. Then home against Georgia Tech, at Pitt, and at Boston College. And the season.
It's a tough one.
Sure is. Tough schedule.
Florida State is coming off big W versus Pittsburgh, by the way. Georgia Tech playing really well. Then you see Pittsburgh again, and Boston College was having a rough time. So you have a couple of interesting matches there. I think it might come to trying to get an upset versus Florida State at this moment. Georgia Tech and Pitt, I think Boston is one that they should get under. If they get 2 out of 4 there, it'll be pretty awesome. Good pass.
Yeah.
Nice up. Smack that ball. Come on. Oh. Who touched that ball?
I don't think anybody did. If I was Pittsburgh, I might challenge this if this ends up in a Miami point.
I don't know if I was the only one. Seems like I'm the only one that thought there wasn't any touch there.
I didn't see a touch here by Pittsburgh. I did not see a touch.
I don't know who touched that ball.
I don't think anybody did.
Were we the only ones that saw this?
I guess so.
Oh, my God. Babcock is just killing them.
19-14.
She will have a bigger night scoring than Grace Lopez due to the fact that she's been so awesome at the service line, too.
She's had 16 kills. Lopez has 20.
But you see her points more because they're more spectacular points.
Yeah.
And from the service line also, she has scored way more.
Wow. It's a really nice job to keep it alive. Giving
Nice
another
touch.
go with Lopez. And twice she's been pushed aside. Here's Babcock. A block by the Canes. Angela Grieve.
And she needed that one for confidence.
19-15.
Moisillo to serve for Abby Casiano. I think the reason why she was able to get that one, sometimes she's been like skidding a lot. Since she was helping the middle, she stayed enough inside to get Babcock.
Ooh, not a very good pass there.
That area's so crafty. Nice dig.
This would be a massive point for Miami.
An emotional one for the Canes, but the ball was a little low. I think it was a little bit low there for her.
20-15.
It's an emotional point. Sometimes I tell people that emotional points sometimes count as 2 because it makes the team on the other side feel very frustrated. For Maria Heredia, like I said, sometimes I talk about her not being the best passer. She has done a ridiculously good job today. By the time she's a senior, she'll be a great passer.
Be a great player.
Yes.
She's got a long career in volleyball. Here's Lopez. Ooh, what a great serve. Good pass, good set, and a kill.
What a show by these freshmen, Babcock and Lopez going back and forth.
Wow.
Oh, she just ripped that one.
Not a whole lot Flor Marie was going to do there. Got her arms extended, tried to keep it in play, couldn't do it. Uh-oh. At the net.
Nice job by Savannah.
What a kill. What a kill.
I just love to see Grace Lopez play.
She's been the best player of the match.
Look how relaxed she is. To be honest, win or lose, obviously you came here to win the match, but you might as well go home saying, well, you know, I measure myself against the best 2 freshmen and I outscored them.
She's been amazing.
Great dig by Angela Graves.
They're going to go back to Babcock. No, here's a chance for Miami. Here's Lopez, and she puts it away.
My friend, she's as good as anyone in this league.
21-18, Grieve serving.
From Aguada, Puerto Rico.
She just put
You don't even
click
see
on her backside.
hand. You don't even see it. And all of a sudden, she just flips it and it's right on your face, that ball.
How did they keep that alive?
Oh, great job by Savannah Back.
No carry?
Well, to be really honest, I mean, I think Coach Fisher has it, but Keno has had at least 2 to 3 like those, and that's that.
21-19, a little energy. It's getting a little testy. It's feisty here in Coral Gables.
It is. Fisher is still talking to Marrero. It happens pretty fast. I mean, I'm not here to throw towels at the refs, but it happened on the Virginia match. Like I said, it was pretty obvious it happens here. It's just that they're blocking the ball, and sometimes the players turn. You don't have an angle on it. So I do agree it was borderline there. I mean, to me, it was a carry. But I guess they gave also some kind of value to how spectacular the play was.
The top referee there said the fist was closed. I had no carry, no open palm,
But also, like, good referees know that sometimes for spectacular plays, you let some stuff go because the spectacle is bigger than for you to be calling stuff, you know, and ending up the fun of the match. So, I mean, I get the coach. I'm the same. I fight over everything as a ref. But you need to win. You need to win the rally, and Miami's back in this one.
Pittsburgh might end up winning this thing, but they are going to go home exhausted after losing in 5 sets to Florida State, and really getting an incredible test here from the Canes this afternoon.
just to send it to 5 will be like a great accomplishment for the Kings. And in the 5th set, guys, it's only 15 points. Anything can happen. It's volleyball's overtime. You don't want to be there.
Miami has not beaten Pittsburgh since 2014. Can they find a way to not only win this 4th set, but force a decisive 5th set and pull off an improbable victory this afternoon? 21-19, Greaves serving over, set, and that is out.
No
attacking
touch.
Error, 21-20.
And there's some subbing going on now for Pittsburgh.
Logan Mosley, graduate out of Apex, North Carolina, is in. Valeria Vasquez Gomez will take a seat.
I will serve her right now. If you're cold, I want to serve you.
They do.
Great opportunity.
Look at Miami. Look at them. Free ball. That was a golden opportunity. Again, kept alive by the Canes. Flor Marie, an attacking error.
I didn't see anything there. Those are the ones that you want to check. With this score, I will challenge it any day of the week.
I don't know if they have another challenge, do they? Am I missing something? They have another challenge? I thought they used it too.
No, because he won one, so he got to keep
it back.
Yeah, having the conversation.
Boy, I didn't see a whole lot here. I don't know if this is a good challenge.
Well, I don't think it's a good challenge because I don't think nothing happened. Let's see now.
Ooh.
I don't see the touch there. I don't know if you
Look,
saw
watch the right index finger of number 9. See how it bent back a little bit? Number 9, right index? Am I crazy?
Maybe if they have a better angle, they might see that little finger. Yeah, it does. It does. I agree with you.
Watch that right hand, the right.
Remind me to give me the number of her.
I'm telling you, I think we have a touch here. Not to mention,
I don't know if she's pressing it down. It's a tough one.
See how that index finger comes back a little bit though? That right index finger or pointer finger?
Looks like a bit, but it also looks like she's trying to move it to press. So a tough one for Marrero there. For the game's sake, I hope it was, because I want to have this at 21 apiece. I'm enjoying this match a lot. I don't know if it's conclusive enough. Probably trying to see if it went up a bit.
Well, look at it this way.
Hard to say.
It's either 21 all or 22-20. An incredible job, and we still got ourselves a match.
No, I don't think Coach Cano can be unhappy when he goes home. I don't see it from there.
I can't tell anything there, to be honest with you. I thought right index finger of Emma Monks might have had a little kick or twist to it, and I think they're going to continue to take a look at it.
Well, he has a lot.
No
he has
net
a lot
violation,
of
nothing on the far side. So the only thing that can really be discussed now, I think, was if there was a touch.
Well, they have this camera that's right on the net there that might give him something that we don't see, but I think the best angle is the one you called on. And you kind of see a finger there. To be honest, I don't see a touch. I need to make myself clear. But if they have better angles.
Well, you can kind of get a look at it here on our monitor.
Yes, by
just
the way.
how incredible the clarity is.
It could be a finger there in that angle, but I'm not quite sure. He already has the ruling. We'll know for sure. I don't think there was a touch, by the way. Yep, so no touch. It was worth it.
Yeah.
What did this take, like 2 minutes?
22-20.
That's an extra time
it's a free
for Coach
timeout.
Cano.
So no more challenges for Coach Cano in Miami. Pittsburgh leading 22-20, and Kat Flood, the senior out of Wilmette, Illinois, will serve it away for the Panthers. Maybe you can lull them into a service error. Miami is right in it. Pittsburgh trying to put them away.
Set was off, and they got lucky
Miami
with that
caught a
tip.
break.
Savannah would like to have that one back. She's talking to her going, I'm so sorry. I just sent this ball there, but it is cool. I like to give some wisdom to the young players out there. Once the ball is out of the setter's hands, it's none of her business. You need to figure that one out. You need to fix it for her.
Miami catches a break. Rosado serving. Floats it over. Handle. The set. Grieve keeps it alive. Vach over. Lopez hammers it up towards the rafters. In play, Babcock. Can Miami keep it alive? Yes. Flor Marie sends it back over.
Trouble now. Free ball. Well, that's a double.
We are tied at 22 apiece. Dan Fisher is losing his mind on the referee. He's going to get himself a yellow card.
I have no idea why he's so upset. That is a double.
Can you get thrown out of the match?
Yes, he can. I don't think he will, though.
No, I like it. I like the intensity. I'm just wondering.
Saying's terrible. Well, I've been there. Like I said, I respect when coaches are doing what he's supposed to. I do believe that UM has momentum and Coach Keno wants to play. Enough of the talking. It's a judgment call. It's okay to talk when he needs to go back. The reason why it's called a double, just to let you know, and I think it was an easy call, is because it's the third pass and it's an easy one. So on that one, they are strict. Bit of frustration, too.
Rosado serving again. Gets it over. Tied at 22. That's a kill for Pittsburgh. They lead by 1. In the closing moments of the fourth set, can Miami find a way to come back? Pittsburgh has the one person they want right now serving. It's Olivia Babcock, the freshman out of LA. In a timeout for Coach Keno. Probably a right decision. Make Babcock think about it a little bit.
From the first set to what we have seen, it's been an interesting match. And both teams have a shot. Coach Keno asking some questions in there. It's anybody's match. Like, whoever gets hot, it's pretty nice. Pittsburgh needs 2, Miami needs 3. So pretty much going to come down to passing and doing what they're supposed to. Let's see who can actually do their job at the end of the sets. Now when the stress is high, anxiety is high, let's see who can dominate. Who's better at handling failure? That's usually what it comes to at this moment.
What a match. What a match. That first set's a throwaway at this point. These two teams can go toe-to-toe, and Miami, if they lose this afternoon, will have an opportunity to get their revenge in just a couple of weeks.
Being on Coach Keno's situations many times, like I said, obviously you're here to win. I'm not here to respect your number 6 in the nation. I'm here to try to win this match. But, I mean, when you're being realistic about your team, you go, you know what, I had a shot. I feel really good about how my players came up and competed against Pittsburgh. So for Miami, who's unranked at this moment, I mean, the pressure is on Pittsburgh. I think they have done a great job. And this ain't over. From the first set, everybody thought we were going to be able to actually go and check some football action.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Not happening. 23-22 Pittsburgh, leading 2 sets to 1. Miami with a furious comeback here in the fourth set. Babcock serving for the Panthers. Can Miami force a 5th set? Babcock with 4 aces this afternoon.
I like this timeout also to see if he's able to ice Babcock. Let's see if it works.
She's got a hammer of a serve.
For sure.
Looks up towards the rafters. She lets it go. She steps into it, crushes it.
No problem with that timeout.
Grace Lopez with a kill. Tied at 23.
I don't think anybody would have thought that we were going to talk this match against the number 6 team in the nation. And the best player in the court was going to be Grace Lopez. Offensively, she has been.
And Miami keeps feeding her. They're not making any bones about it now. They're not trying to get cute. The serve. Over and whoa. Tori Stafford, the freshman. Wow. Pittsburgh will try to end it right here. Stafford will serve.
That's the other superstar from that team.
Wow.
Casiano held there, and she couldn't get to the outside.
Set point and match point. Can Miami keep this thing alive?
Yes, they can. I think Miami's sending a message to the ACC that you cannot go and fall asleep on us. On any given night, you can lose to the Canes.
Match point. There it is. An attacking error, and Pittsburgh wins it 3-1.
That ball was super low. Sadly, Grace Lopez couldn't